Have you ever asked yourself why accidentals are important in the major scales? And do you know the use of tetrachords in the major scales? Today we are going to construct them and also see how they appear on the staff. Hey, I'm Brian, your music teacher, ready to help you in any challenge of music that you have. And let's dive in it. So we have C major scale, and we find out that C major scale is divided into two tetrachords, and C major scale is a natural major scale. So we are moving from C, D, E, F, G, A, B, then to C, which is an upper octave. So when we move from C to up to F, we find the first tetrachord. Then the second tetrachord is G to C. So in this our first tetrachord, this is our first tetrachord. And if you don't know what a tetrachord is, please check the video that was uploaded just before. So the first tetrachord is from C to F. The second tetrachord is from G to C. So we found out that the interval from C to F is a tone, C to D is a tone, that's one step, D to E is a tone, that is one step as well, E to F is a half a tone, which is a half a step. Then from G to A, we have a tone, A to B is a tone, B to C is a half a tone. So in both tetrachords, we have a pattern of tone, tone, and a semitone. So the pattern is similar in both cases, in both tetrachords. And in between the tetrachords, we have an interval of a tone. F to G is always a tone. So this is the pattern that is giving us the major scales. The pattern for the major scales, all the major scales are going to have two tetrachords with similar pattern, wherein the pattern is tone, tone, and a semitone for all the tetrachords. And in between the tetrachords is an interval of a tone. So we shift the first tetrachord to be our starting tetrachord. So the first tetrachord starts from G, and when it starts from G, we are going to have G, A, B, and then up to C. So you can see we are just going to copy all those patterns. We are just going to copy the pattern. So it means that there's nothing that is changing. G to A is 1, A to B is also a tone, one step, then a half a step in C, in B to C. So continue with the alphabetical order, all the pitch order. From C we go to D to E to F, then lastly we complete our octave by moving to G. So if we move in this way, we can also divide them into two tetrachords, the first tetrachord and the second tetrachord. This is our first tetrachord, and then this is our second tetrachord. So already the first tetrachord is having a pattern that we want. So we are going to move to the second tetrachord. So as we move to the second tetrachord, the interval between the tetrachords should be one tone, and C to D is one tone. So that's correct, that's what you want. So let's see the pattern that is formed in this second tetrachord. D to E is a tone, then E to F is a semitone. And E to F being a semitone, that's not the pattern that we want. We want E to F, or the second step, to be a tone. So for us to have E to something, to a letter which is a tone, we must interfere, or we are going to alter, or we can say that we are going to use accidental on this F, where we are going to raise it. It was a half a tone, so if we raise it by a semitone, it is going to give us a tone. So we raise it by sharpening that F. So if you have sharpened F, we are going to have a tone here between E and F sharp now. Then between F sharp and G, will be a semitone, because at first it was a tone when it was F to G, but when we have raised F to F sharp, the interval between those two notes are going to be, those two pitches are going to be less by a half, so it is going to be a half. In this way, the second tetrachord is also going to give us a pattern which we want. So we can do this, the same pattern, to all these other keys, and then from there we deduce something, that in this scale we are going to have G, the scale of G, a major scale of G, and there is an accidental that we have added there. That accidental is in F sharp. So the F sharp has been the F has been raised in the key of G for us to form the pattern of the major scales. That's so much important for us going on. So we can do for starting from the second tetrachord, which is now D, and the second tetrachord is already having that pattern which we want. So we have D, E, F, G. Then we can continue A, B, C, then up to D. So we have the first tetrachord, then the second tetrachord. So the first tetrachord is just what we have written here. Anything that has been sharpened, we carry it along with us to the next working. So when we work, already our F is sharp, so we are going to have just the same pattern as you are having here. So we have D to E is 1, E to F sharp is 1, F sharp to G is a half. Then G to A is having an interval of 1, A to B is having an interval 1, B to C is an interval of a half. But you want an interval of 1 so that the pattern will be similar on both tetrachords. So for us to do that, we are not going to alter B, but we are going to interfere, or we are going to raise the C to be C sharp now. If we have C sharp, we are going to have a pattern of 1. Then C sharp to D is going to be a half. And that one will give us the pattern of 2 tetrachords which we want. So this one will give you a scale of D major. And this D major scale has got 2 accidentals. The first accidental is on F sharp, as it was shown. The first one which we sharpened was F sharp, carried from the previous key. Then the second one is now C sharp. So we are going to at least label these our patterns. We can see the formula. We are going to label in C, there is no sharp, no flat. In C major scale, there's no sharp, there is no flat. Now in G major scale, we have 1 sharp, and that sharp is in F. We find it on F sharp, on F. So we can just write it is on F. Now in D major scale, we have 2 sharps. The number of sharps are 2, and we find them in, the first one is F as before, then the other one is C. I want us to do this pattern throughout until we find the rest. Let's continue with it, and you will find something like this. Now, after doing all this, you'll find that we have this as our summary for the major scales. Now we have C major, have no sharp, neither flat. Then we have G, after C major, we have G major with 1 sharp, and the sharp is on F. So the sharp is going to be on F. Then we are following after having G major. We are just going to use the second tetrachord to know the other major scale that we are going to construct, which is a D major, and that D major is going to have 2 sharps. That first sharp is where it was it is derived from the sharp in the G major scale. So after carrying this second tetrachord to the first tetrachord, you carry even the sharps which have already been put. So we are going to have D major scale having 2 sharps, and the sharps are going to be on F and on C. Then After that, we are going to find our another major scale by using the second tetrachord of this D major scale, which is going to give us A major scale. So A major scale is also going to have, now it's going to have 3 sharps. Now the first sharp is on F. That's what we sharpened the first. Then followed by C. Then lastly we have G. So these 3 are the sharps which we find in A major scale. So after that we construct the one starting from the second tetrachord, which is E major scale. Now in E major scale we have F has been sharpened, C, G, and D. So all of the ones which were sharpened in A major scale are carried forward to the next major scale, which is E major scale. Then we add one more, which is going to be on D sharp. So we also have D, which has been sharpened. So we continue with the pattern for B. The next will be B. B, we have the letters sharpened are F, C, F, C, G, D, then lastly A. A has also been sharpened here. So that pattern, whatever has been sharpened first is having that pattern throughout all these keys or all these major scales. So the next which should be the next scale is going to be F sharp major. It was sharpened here. The tetrachord here is F sharp major, and the F sharp major is going to give us 6 sharps. The sharps are on F, are on C, are on G, are on D, A, then lastly E. So the last one to be sharpened, if you realize, is the last one to be sharpened in the key signature is the seventh of that key, the 7th degree of that key or of that major scale is the one which is sharpened last in each and every major scale. Okay, now after having 6 sharps, which is going to give us F sharp major, we are going to have the next major scale, which is C sharp major. And in C sharp major, everything is going to be sharpened from F, C, G, D, A, E, and lastly B. So the last one to be sharpened in C sharp major scale is B, which is now going to lead you to C sharp. So it is so much important to have that summary of the last one to be sharpened is the 7th degree of that scale. So that's so much important. Now for the flats, we are going to have the same pattern being formed of 2 tetrachords, but now we are going to have it starting from something different. For the sharps, if you realized, we started our next key was key G. Now key G, if you count from the first C, which is the first degree of scale, is going to be which interval, or you can say how many counts do you have for you to reach key G. So you are going to count 1, 2, 3. This is the first, second, third, fourth, and then fifth. So we have key G being the 5th of C. We have G being the 5th from C. So if we have G being the 5th from C, going forward, we are going to use now a key which is for us to move to the next, a key which is 5th from C, but now going backward. Now we are not going to use this first one, we are going to use this upper octave one for us to go backward. So if you count backwards 5 steps, you'll find C, 1, the first, second, third, fourth, and the 5th. So the 5th going backwards is going to give us lead us to F. So we are going to start our next key from F. We have F, G, A, B, C, D, E, then F. So in these, let's form also those 2 tetrachords which are similar. The first tetrachord is going to be from F up to B. Then the second tetrachord is going to be from C up to F. So we realize that this second tetrachord is having already a field. Is having a second tetrachord with the pattern that we want. So we are going to move from C to D is 1, D to E is also one step, then E to F is a half a step. So already the step is filled, because you can see that the first tetrachord is now going to be the second tetrachord for these our key F. So whatever we have, a problem that we must solve is the first tetrachord for the key of F. Now the first tetrachord is we are going to have this pattern moving from F to G is 1, G to A is also 1. Then A to B is also going to be 1, but you don't want it to be 1 because the pattern of a tetrachord is tone, tone, and a semitone, 1, 1 and a half. So for it to be a half, we are going to do something. What are we going to do? Are we going to do it from A or to B? We are going to interfere with this B. So this B, which is the on your right, which is B. So if we alter B, are we going to sharpen it or are we going to flatten it? For us to get a half, if we sharpen B, we are going to increase even the interval to be 1.5. For us to get a half from 1, we are going to lower that key B to be a B flat. Now, if we have a B flat, A to B flat is a half a tone, which is the pattern we desire, and it will automatically solve the issue which was there from B to C, which was a half. So from B flat now to C is going to be 1. So the interval between the tetrachords is going to be 1, which is our desired interval. So we can have that all through the flats. Let's do for the next major scale we are forming or constructing in a flat is going to be moving from F. You count now, moving from the farthest right or F, you count backwards 5 steps. First step, second step, third step, fourth step, and then fifth step. So our fifth step is going to be B flat, not B, but B flat. So we are going to start from B flat. We move to C, D, E, F, G, A, then we are coming to B. Now this our B is already flattened, so we carry it along. So we have all the B's in this major scale is flat. So we're going to construct a B flat major scale. So this B flat major scale, let's divide it into two tetrachords, the first tetrachord and the second tetrachord. Now if you realize the first tetrachord is the second tetrachord is going to be the first tetrachord in our previous major scale, which was F. So F, G, A to B flat is already forming a desired pattern, which is 1, 1.5, or a tone, and a semitone for the second tetrachord. So we have a problem with the first tetrachord where we have all these having tones. B flat to C is a tone, C to D is a tone, then D to E is also a tone, then E to F is a semitone. So that's not a desired pattern that we want, because in between the tetrachords there should be a tone, and the last interval in the first tetrachord should be a semitone. So D to E is a tone, but we don't want a tone. We want a semitone. What do? We are going to lower this E to E flat so that we can have a semitone. Then when you have the E lower to E flat, the interval is going to, from E flat to F is now going to be 1, or a tone, 1 step, which we desire. So that one is so much important for all these flats. We can do for all the flats until we reach the last one, which is a C flat. So the result will be as follows. You can see we have C major scale, which is natural. There is no flat. Now the first one with one flat is F major scale, which is having a flat on B. Now the next one is B flat major scale, which is having two flats on B and E. Now you can see your B, both B's of all octaves are flattened, and then E has also been flattened. We can see the next is E flat major scale, and E flat major scale have three flats, which are from B, E, and A. You can see the pattern, or we can say the sequence of the flats are constant. The first one, which has been flattened, you cannot put it after the one which is flattened just after it. So the one which was flattened first becomes the first pattern or sequence for the flattening. So we have B has been flattened, E has been flattened, and A. We have our B flattened, we have our E, both E's have been flattened, and A being flattened. Now the next is A flat. A flat is having four flats. The first one to be flattened is B flat, then we have E flat, then we have A flat on both octaves, and then we have lastly D flat. Our next to be flattened, our next to form a major scale with flats is D flat major scale. D flat major scale is having five flats. So the first flat is on B, the second one is on E flat, then the third one is on A has been flattened. The fourth one is on D has been flattened. Then the fifth one is on G. G has also been flattened in the key of D flat major. Then we have the next, which has been flattened, which is G flat major. G flat major has six flats. The first flat is on B, followed by E, followed by A, followed by D, followed by G. G has been flattened in both octaves, and then we have last one to be flattened is C. Then lastly we have C flat major, which has seven flats. Now in this case, every key has been flattened, every pitch or every letter has been flattened, but the order is from B, which has been flattened, E has been flattened, A has been flattened, D as well. We have G has been flattened, as you can see. C as well has been flattened. Then we have F. C has been flattened in both octaves. Then we have F, which has been flattened, the last one. So in this case, for major scales with flats, you will find that the last one to be flattened is on the fourth degree of scale. So if you have on the fourth degree of scale, if you have the key of F major, B flat will be on the fourth key or fourth degree of scale. That one is the last one to be flattened. So you can see we have B, then the next one to be flattened is on E, which is E flat. Now the E flat is the fourth degree of scale. You can see A flat on E flat major. We can see here we have D flat on A flat major, G flat on D flat major, C flat on G flat major, and then lastly F flat on C flat major. So I hope this one has been of good help to you for you to know how to construct the patterns in the major scales. Next, what we are going to see, or what we're going to talk about, is how they appear in the staff in using various clefs. Having constructed all those scales, now we can see them on the staff. We are going to use the G clef so that we can at least demonstrate them, how they appear on the staff. Now the first one is a C major scale. As you can see, we don't have any sharp or any flat. We are moving from C, D, E, F, G, A, B up to C. That one is ascending when it is ascending, and when it is descending we have C, B, A, G, F, E, D, then back to C. So I've used a double line here so that whenever I've used an accidental here, I'll also use accidental when I'm using the descending part. So let's go to the next one. The next one is a major scale with one sharp, which is G major. G major scale starts from G. Now when we come from G, we have G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp. That's where we have the sharp, F sharp, then to G. So the seventh one has been sharpened in this case. So we can see from G up to G ascending, we have only one sharp, which is F sharp. Now when we come to descending, we are moving from G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, then back to G. So it is so much important for us to know how they appear in the staff. Now the next key is a D major scale. Now D major scale has two sharps. The sharps are on F sharp and then C sharp. You can see D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, then to D. So when you go descending order, you can also see we have a sharpened F and a sharpened C. We are going next to A major. A major has three sharps. The three sharps are in F. The first one is F sharp. Then we have the next one to be C sharp. Then we have a G sharp. So we are having A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, then to A. Then when we go back, we have A sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, then to A. Let's move on with E up to E major scale. Now E major scale has four sharps, and the four sharps, we can see them here. We have F sharp is there. We have G sharp, we have C sharp, and then we have D sharp. But their order are F sharp, the next to be sharpened is C sharp, the other one is G sharp, then lastly D is the last to be sharpened. So you can at least analyze that. Then B major scale has five sharps. Those five sharps appear on F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, then A sharp as the last one to be sharpened. So the last one, you can see it is on the 7th degree of scale. Now we have F sharp major scale. F sharp major scale have sharps, and the sharps are in the following: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, A sharp, and lastly E sharp. So E sharp is the last one to be sharpened here. So much important. The leading tone is the last one to be sharpened to give us that leading tone. So we also have the last one, which is C sharp major scale. C sharp major scale, every note or letter note has been sharpened, starting from F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, D sharp, then we have A sharp, then we have E sharp, which is okay. Then lastly we have B sharp. So B sharp is the last one to be sharpened. You can see it even in the descending order. Now for flats, you can also see we have major scales having flats. The first one is F major scale, which have only one flat on B flat. Then we have B flat major scale having two flats on B flat and E flat. Then the other B, you can see, has also been flattened. When you go descending, as you descend, you also use the accidentals to indicate the scale. Then we have E flat major. E flat major have three flats. Now the flats are going to appear on B. B has been flattened, E has been flattened, and then A has been flattened. E has been flattened at the beginning and even in the end. In descending order, you also flatten whatever you flattened before in ascending order. Okay, then the next one is A flat major. A flat major have 4 flats. The first flat is on B flat. The second one is on E flat. The third one is on A flat, which have been, both of them have been flattened. Then the last one is on D flat. So these the last to be flattened in A flat major. Then we also have D flat major. D flat major scale have 5 flats, and those flats appear in the following. We have the first one to be B flat major, the first one to be B flat, the second to be E flat, then we have A flat, then we have D flat, which has been flatted in both octaves, in all those octaves. Then we also have the last one to be flattened being G flat. Now the next key or the next scale to be having flat is G flat major scale. G flat major scale have 6 flats. The first one is on B flat, second one is on E flat, third one is on A flat, fourth one is on D flat, fifth one is on G flat, then the last one to be flattened is on C flat. Okay, you can also find it on the descending ones. Then our last major scale to having flats is C flat major scale, and these C flat major scale have all the letter notes being flattened. So we have the first one to be flattened is B flat, second one is E flat, third one is A flat, fourth one is D flat, fifth one is G flat, then lastly we have C being flattened. So those are the major scale using both flats and sharps. As you indicate them, you must know where they are located, and as well when you have them, know that every scale have got a specific accidental that shows its number and will give you the pattern which is desired of 2 tetrachords.